Oke
actually want to go
cuy,
and ban
kita
out the
masuk
Brody.
ke
I'm not
game
sure
yang
if it's worth the
pertama
ban,
IESF
but
ya guys ya,
it's definitely a solid pick.
antara
I think
Indonesia
the safer
melawan
choice might just be to
Vietnam.
go for a roam ban here. I'm not too sure what roamer
Indonesia
though actually
diwakili
fitting for
Onyx cuy.
Indonesia, right? Maybe Minotaur could be a good
Ada
option as
Ling
well to go
Albert
for
yang
the
keluar
neutral
guys.
objective contest, but they end up going for the Moscow ban. That was a big pick that we saw
Persia Ling
picked up
dan
instantly in
slot
that Indonesia
bagi
versus
Indo.
Malaysia match yesterday in the first phase
Vietnam
even,
Loi,
with the Roger
Claude
from Malaysia.
Ferin
So
ya
not
guys
even
ya.
utilizing the flex pick of the Roger by going for that. But the
Grok
Grok will be left open. This is a signature pick for Keyboy. He gets himself
The
on
Keyboy.
that Grok. And I guess they're really
Grok
just trying
Keyboy.
to see if they can actually utilize the Brody in lane, right? Because there's one thing about the Brody, even though it's great with the Sky Piercer and all these new items, that's a glue pickup, by the way, from Vietnam. But if you're up against a lot of CC, if you're up against people who can actually dive you, it'll be very, very hard. As a Brody, you cannot really utilize the flexible battle spell choice that we are used to seeing from the time Moskov, Roger, even the Claude. All the meta gold laners right now, they have an option to actually go for Purify or even sprint to some of these like Claude over the Flicker. So that adds a lot more flexibility to how they can actually play out that hero in lane and in these team fights. And that's something that Brody can't have. So maybe for Indonesia, they're really just trying to see that's going to be the Kaja as well for Team Vietnam. This is an interesting draft from Vietnam, right? The Loi Kaja combo as well. So they're going to be very reliant on using a diversion together with the Kaja to get him into different angles. But even then, Indonesia should still be able to
Tapi Ling Albert keluar guys ya.
when the cooldown is still
Ling Albert
massive on that diversion. So Indonesia, big decision to make now. Do they want to go for
Indonesia tinggal Maxman
or they want to
melawan
go
Claude?
for that Brody?
Apakah dia
Straight
cuy?
for the early game with the snowballing
Brody,
of the Farsa
Kari.
and the Ling. Take the game under their control.
Brody ya guys ya.
They go for. That's a Brody.
I was gonna say, man, when you asked, I was gonna say was leaning towards the Brody for the, especially when we saw the glue and the Conjure locked in, because you want to play with the range, like you want to play with that advantage, have that range available to you, and you get that too because honestly, whenever that Temps Blades or wherever Albert goes to set things up, and even the Feathered Airstrike, like think about how much overloaded damage. Then the extended team fight will be great here for Vietnam. So let's jump into the game here. Game number 1. Again, it's a best of 3 between Vietnam and Indonesia. Both tied for points currently in the standings. Whichever team will get off to a good start. Oh, Art. Okay, he's going to be fine, actually. So let's jump into the land of Dawn here. First team to get first blood in the series is going to be off to a good start, securing that slot into the playoffs here as we get a look at both teams starting up. For Zhao on this Fredrin, he's rolling the concussive blast, so he's at least on one of those emblems. Oh, look at this on the top. So they already BMI's out, but has that concussive blast. I think this is better for this. The interesting that I want to point out is Nart is on concussive blast as well. Usually we see Kajas roll with focusing mark, because it gives that little extra oomph, you know, to get the damage and get these early kills on. So I'm wondering, you know, they just want to kind of push some of the lanes in, have a little bit of that extra damage, I suppose, and tankiness, dealing with the amount of burst damage that's going to be thrown at this lineup from Vietnam. And you can already see it, right? Both teams kind of just getting their rotations down, setting up. It is going to be the Lithwander already taken here by Albert. He's almost level 4. Zhao should be as well. First items, interesting too, falling into place. You can see some of the difference there. Already does go ahead. Oh, hold on.
All right, Albert trying to go for the dive here. Goes for the retribution as well, and will be able to pick up first blood in the bottom lane. Good job by Luke.
Apakah Ling Albert masih mengerikan cuy?
Top Keyboy's gonna be traded down though. Zhao.
Wow.
Going to get that kill down, and it is gonna be equal on the board in the early game. XP for the roam, but I would say, if we're talking about the concussive blast, right, I really feel like for Nart, the idea is he wants to match the clear speed of the Grok plus the Farsa in the mid lane, try to give the mid lane pressure to play with, and also, as we can see here, is get the better clear against Keyboy.
Yeah. So Turtle's up here. Actually, they're both teams getting in position.
Penalty zone, gonna be able to lock 2 members down. Zhao though will be able to get a taunt down onto Albert. Now with the Temps of Blade, still able to get out, gets the blades, and will be able to just dash towards the Turtle once again. No mind judgment just yet, still level 3, as that's gonna be Keyboy with the power of nature, just holding it down. Wild charge as well. Albert securing Turtle number 1 for Indonesia. Sans deals a bit of damage to Nart. We'll have to respect
number 1 from Indonesia.
He's about to get that level 4. Turns out, no, he's actually still quite far.
Yeah, he's got a little more time to go here. You saw that too in that exchange. that CW first item was the Sky Piercer. He picked that up. So definitely want to play around at this first item. Yeah, there it is right there. It does get the level 1 boots as well. So with this, I mean, what we just saw too, Albert being able to go in and get that kill, swoop on out, get the turtle is good for them because he's sitting on a double kill on a Ling. Like, this is the best case scenario you can be on with a hero like Ling. And we know it's a signature on that. So it's up for Vietnam to kind of stop this from getting out of hand, and that's where Nart comes in at this point. You know, and I think it's going to be a little bit tricky on being able to catch Albert. So it might just be finding the target that you can. Oh, here they go.
But wild charge on a Nart right into the Defiant Blades, and that's going to be a killing spree that Albert picks up. Now on the signature, Ling jumps in with the Finch Poise onto Fugo with the Tempest of Blades as well. Gets a knock up, and that's the damage coming in from the Feather Airstrike from Shans. Take Fugo down. Indonesia 4-1.
4-1. 3 kills on Albert. He picked up the Berserker's Fury as well, so he's in full snowball material right now. Snowball mode. They're already, what, 3,000 gold ahead with that? And so this early portion of the game, 4 minutes in, they're setting their eyes on possibly a quick game. You can see the idea from Vietnam here on the top lane trying to make a play, but Keyboy is going to spot that out perfectly fine. There to help CW in this exchange if it does break out. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard because for Vietnam, really the play this entire time is just on that. There's not much else that they can do, really, if you think about the initiations. Because even with Fugo, he has to, once again, decide on where he wants to put that diversion. It is crucial. He's got good, you know, good damage, especially with the passive with Lo Yi. Drops down a rotation, that second skill. It's still difficult for them because even that, Yandere needs time on the Claude. You know, in comparison to Brody, he just picks up the Corrosive Scythe for the Claude. And when you're going against a CW here, it's tough to deal with that damage. So now with this turtle up here, Vietnam gets in position once again.
The penalty zone again, lock Joe down. Miwa on the back is going to be the slam, pass on Albert. He gets the Tempest Blaze, now goes straight for the turtle, but actually misses on the Retribution. Still able to get the last tick in. Does some damage to the Joe, able to dodge away from the Appraisers. Rat dealing some damage back, and actually taking a kill without actually dying as well here. In the bot side of the map, Lippy outplaying Zhao and the other 2 members. It seems for Sans is really just going to be staying there in the vicinity. Fugo pops into diversion now with the dispersion as well. Top CW getting a lot of those stacks down. Oh, last hit, turn up our memory. The Sky Piercer cannot take him down just yet.
Last bird.
Poise and the Defiant Blade. Fugo getting caught with the Feather Airstrike, dodging with the Flicker as Nart walks up together now. Doesn't have the Divine Judgment to really lock anyone down, and Lupi will just be munching on these stacks from Glue, getting all the sustain he needs and pushing Hehe back again. He just respawned, he just rotated back towards that bot side of the map, and he's already forced down to so low.
My goodness, what a fight. Albert go in to clean up another kill.
Main sendiri aja, Bert.
0-1 already here.
Main solo aja, Bert.
Dominant.
Again with attempts to Blaze, will not be able to survive that one. And now with the Finch Poise, he gets out as well. Yandere trying to go for the Blazing Duet, but a Feather Airstrike deals with
terlalu mengerikan, cuy.
Indonesia on a roll in this match against Vietnam.
Hey man, like I said, it's tough to catch Albert. He's 6-0-2. He did pick up that Sky Piercer just last item, so you know we didn't get to see it for CW, but for Albert now they have to watch out for both. Vietnam in a very tough situation because you're seeing them really struggling because everything is being thrown at them at different directions, and that's the tough part about it. And like you mentioned earlier in that turtle fight, Loopy has been on point with these penalty zones, man. Whether it's with the Flicker or not, the combination is there. Yandere, in trouble.
Good prediction too on the battle mirror image there by Sans.
Masih di bawah.
Ling throws it at the battle mirror image. That's the Sans we know.
Yeah. Again, you know, kind of dealing with this whole 360 lineup, I would say, from Indonesia, from Vietnam. Their head has to constantly be on a swivel, trying to find out where Indonesia is coming from. And even with this, they're going to use the diversion. So they find their own placements. Let's see if they can do it.
Indonesia, Vietnam, IESF.
But they're all going to be stuck in the clump zone, and now the Feather Airstrike deals enough damage with together. As Albert and Lutfi swing their hammer, Albert will be able to walk in towards the turtle, getting it down. The Finch Poise to re-engage on the Joe, who gets a 3-man ton. But they're all hitting, they're all taking him down. HP-Bar will not be able to handle that much pressure. One member left standing. Running towards the wrong side of the map. It seems for Indonesia Indonesia. They'll be
Tanpa
able to pick
mati ya
up the
guys ya.
skill as they say hehe to
Lagi-lagi cuy.
So they get him there, and this is just devastating, Mirka. I mean, we're talking 8 minutes in, 10,000 gold ahead for Indonesia. It looks like Albert just so confident. He's gonna go ahead and take this purple away. And
BOD ke cuy, pistol.
getting Fugo, now getting knocked up, so there's a cancel there.
Good
Save by Joe in the bottom lane. Wild charge right into CW with the smooch now, and he doesn't even need to commit it to memory. A few basic attacks is enough with the help of that wild charge.
Mengerikan cewek juga.
Okay, like I was saying, this is a massive lead right now for Indonesia, and looks like they actually want to just possibly start knocking on these base turrets even before that Lord comes up. It was not a good usage of the diversion. You called it. They used it. They went to the bush in the mid lane, and then they were left to their devices for the rest of the team, and it all just got collapsed on. Like I was saying, man, it's a 360 lineup. You don't know where Indonesia's coming from. So now that they get this Lord here, that could possibly be the Lord. I know it is only the first one, but this could be the Lord that Indonesia uses to end the game early on. We saw both these teams go for 10 to 13-minute games in a previous matchup off
Sans.
Doesn't have the flicker and will be taken down. Sans with the signature overextension as well, right as they get the Lord. And it will be Sans gets taken out here. Albert picks up a BOD. 12-0-4.
Jeez. That's also just war cry. Like I don't know. Are you sold on the war cry now? Like, do you think it's a pretty good emblem to pick up here?
Yeah, I've got to say that the war cry is really good, especially considering on the Ling when you use the Tempest of Blades.
Ling.
Even before that, I think just when you use the Finch Poise and then Divine Blades into the front, you already get the proc. So it's very easy.
Oh man, Sans 3 members. SPA 3 members having the Sky Piercer. Even Sans wants a part of this, and so they're going to deal with that. This is very tough for Vietnam. Not only being down nearly 13,000 gold, now working against the SPA, the Sky Piercer abuse. And so Lord makes his way top side. Vietnam on the defense. Indonesia looks to go with conceal.
Penalty zone, locking 2 members down. Keyboard still holding on to that wild charge right now. Sans is able to pop the wings by wings. The Divine Judgment, the lock loop down the back line right now. That's going to be sort of taken out. Indonesia still going for this fight. Slam slam in the pass combo to the front. And Joe will be able to get the taunt down onto Albert, but now is very, very low.
5-18.
Escape with the split. As Vietnam
Ling Albert masih belum mati cuy.
Masih
kill 12 dia cuy. Gila guys.
It seems for Indonesia, they'll just have to be satisfied with 1 base turret.
That's all they get. I'm actually surprised that is all they get in the exchange, given how far ahead Indonesia is right now, and even with the 3 Sky Piercers. But I think it's also just a form of discipline that they're showing for Indonesia right now. With the lead that they have, they probably could have punched it in even further. Oh, hold on. Wild charge.
W with the winner crown actually gets up to the Divine Judgment. The turret part
mati dia.
With the help of the feather airs right now as Albert goes in towards the back. It's very, very low.
Ling.
Be careful.
Aman cuy.
Escapes. Joe goes in, and that's going to be the double kill secured by Sans. As now it's going to be running
Masih
away
aman
with the
cuy.
split. Another chase down up top with the Finch Poison.
Gila masih dapat cuy Albert cuy.
Now another 1v1 as it's going to be Yandere who tries his best to take Albert down, but he's a bit too slippery.
Kill 13 dia guys ya. Terlalu GG Albert cuy.
One last shot should do it with the Sky Piercer, but he's unable to get that final hit. Still, trying to go against the defense of 5 members sieging down their base. Albert will just dash towards the back. Go for it right now.
aja cuy.
Gonna go for a few more kills, a few more hits onto the Vietnam members before they ultimately secure game number 1.
Jangan lupa subscribe dan nyalakan loncengnya.